Welcome to the Board Business Channel. We've got a really cool company to dive into today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, one that's doing some really interesting things in electronics.
Oh, cool. I'm always fascinated by that kind of stuff.
Right. And get this. This company was actually recommended to me by a good friend of mine.
Okay.
Steve. You know Steve.
Yeah, I know Steve.
He's the director of the Arizona, Taiwan office.
Oh, yeah. Steve's great.
He was raving about this company called Minebea Power Semiconductor Device.
Oh, yeah. Minebea. I've heard of them. They're doing some really innovative things with power semiconductors.
Okay, power semiconductors. I hear that term a lot these days, but
Sure.
what exactly are they? What do they do?
Well, imagine you have a garden hose, right?
Yeah.
You can control the flow of water with the nozzle.
Mm-hmm.
Power semiconductors are kind of like that nozzle, but for electricity.
Okay, so instead of just blasting electricity full force all the time, these power semiconductors are like little traffic cops directing the flow.
Exactly. And Minebea makes a whole bunch of different types of these traffic cops. They got IGBTs, 6 power semiconductors, high voltage ICs, and diodes. All kind of play different roles.
So it's like a whole team of electrical traffic cops, each with its own specialty.
Yep.
So what's the difference between like an IGBT and a silicate power semiconductor?
So IGBTs, or insulated gate bipolar transistors,
Oh.
think of them as like the workhorses. They're like really fast on-off switches controlling the flow of electricity in tons of devices.
Ah, so they're like the super efficient light switches of the electronics world.
Yeah, exactly. Now, silicate power semiconductors, or silicon carbide,
Okay.
they're like the IGBT's cooler, more efficient cousin.
Okay.
They can handle even higher voltages and temperatures,
Wow.
which makes them perfect for things like electric car chargers or industrial machinery.
Okay, so silicate is like the heavy-duty traffic cop. So where do the high-voltage ICs come in?
High voltage ICs are more like the brains of the operation. They're making sure the electricity is flowing smoothly and safely where it needs to go.
So if the IGBTs are the switches and
Yeah.
the system-spouse semiconductors are handling the heavy lifting, the high-voltage ICs are making sure everything is running smoothly and according to plan,
Exactly. That's a great way to put it.
like the control tower at an airport.
Yeah. And Minebea is really good at making all these different types of power semiconductors.
It sounds pretty complicated.
It is, but they've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
Since 1957, actually.
In 1957, wow. That's even before I was born.
Haha, right.
So they must have seen a lot of changes in the electronics industry.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They were even making IGBTs for railways back in 1992.
Wow. That's way before electric cars and renewable energy became mainstream.
Yeah, they were way ahead of the curve.
That's impressive. I'm starting to see why Steve was so excited about this company.
Yeah, Steve knows his stuff.
What else makes him stand out?
Well, one thing that really struck me was their CEO, Masahiko Suzuki. He's really committed to a greener future, you know,
Oh, that's great.
using their technology to make things more energy efficient.
I love that. It's always inspiring to see companies that are purpose-driven.
For sure. And they're actually putting their money where their mouth is. They're investing heavily in research and development to create even more advanced, sustainable power semiconductors.
Okay, so they've got the experience, the vision, and the commitment to innovation.
Yeah,
That sounds like a recipe for success.
it really is. It's not just about them, though. Their power semiconductors are quietly working their magic in a lot of devices we use every day, making our lives easier, more efficient, without us even realizing it.
Oh, really? Like what?
Well, think about your washing machine.
Okay.
It used to be those motors were pretty clunky and inefficient.
Yeah.
But now, thanks to high voltage ICs, they can precisely control the motor's speed and power.
So those tiny chips are the reason why my washing machine is so quiet these days.
It's both better engineering and the power semiconductors.
So what other everyday examples are there?
Well, think about induction cooktops. They use power semiconductors to precisely control the heat, giving you perfect results every time.
Oh, wow. So I'm guessing it's the same for all sorts of other appliances too, right?
Yep, refrigerators, air conditioners, even your electric toothbrush.
Wow. Those high voltage ICs are everywhere.
Pretty much. It's amazing how something so small can have such a big impact.
It really is. So we're talking about a company that's not just powering our fancy gadgets, but also making our everyday lives easier.
Exactly. And the best part is, they're just getting started.
Okay, so what's next?
Well, as the demand for energy-efficient and sustainable solutions grows, Minebea is ready to play an even bigger role.
We've covered a lot of ground already, but I'm ready for more. What are some of the challenges they face in developing these technologies?
Well, one of the biggest challenges is heat.
Oh, right, of course.
As devices get more powerful, they generate more heat, which can affect their performance and reliability.
So it's like a constant battle against the laws of physics.
Pretty much. And there's a lot of pressure to keep up with the rapidly evolving demands of the market, too.
Oh, yeah, I bet. Like with electric vehicles.
Yeah.
As people want longer ranges and faster charging times, the power semiconductors in those vehicles have to keep up.
Exactly. It's a constant race to innovate.
It sounds like Minebea is well-positioned to tackle those challenges, though.
I think so, too. And their commitment to collaboration is key. They're partnering with other companies and research institutions to really push the boundaries.
Okay, so what does all this mean for the future of power semiconductors? What kind of crazy futuristic applications are we talking about?
Well, imagine a world where every home is powered by renewable energy, stored efficiently thanks to advanced power semiconductors, or electric airplanes that can fly for hours on a single charge.
Whoa, electric airplanes. That sounds like science fiction.
I know, right? But with the way technology is advancing, I wouldn't be surprised if we see it sooner than we think.
The possibilities are endless.
They really are. And Minebea is at the forefront of it all.
This is incredible. Minebea Power Semiconductor Device is truly a company to watch.
I agree. They're making a real difference in the world, and I can't wait to see what they come up with next.
Me too. We've learned so much already, from how power semiconductors work to all the amazing things Minebea is doing with them.
Definitely.
There's still so much more to explore. What makes them stand out from the competition?
Well, let's take a closer look at that. One of the things that really stands out to me is they're not just riding this wave of electric vehicles and renewable energy.
Right.
They've been doing this for decades.
Right. Like we talked about, they were making IGBTs for railways back in 1992. That's before any of this stuff was really mainstream.
Exactly. It's like, how have they managed to stay ahead of the curve for so long?
That's a great question. What is it that sets them apart?
Well, one thing is they have this really deep understanding of the technology. Like, they've been developing and refining these power semiconductors for decades, which gives them a huge advantage over anybody who's just kind of jumping into the game now.
Yeah, it's one thing to have a cool idea. It's another thing to actually know how to make it work.
Right, exactly. And they're not just resting on their laurels either.
Oh, good.
They're constantly innovating, you know?
Yeah.
Their commitment to R&D is really impressive.
That's what I like to hear. A company that's not afraid to invest in the future.
Yeah, for sure.
So what are some of the things that they're working on right now?
Well, from what I've gathered, they really want to become a global leader in power semiconductors.
Okay, so they're setting your sights high.
Yeah. They want to be the company that people go to for the most advanced, the most reliable solutions.
I have no doubt they can do it.
Yeah. And I think they're well on their way.
What do you think is their biggest strength?
Biggest strength. Besides their history, their dedication to research,
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest things is their focus on vertical integration.
Okay, what does that mean?
So they have a hand in every part of the process, from designing the chips to manufacturing them, testing them.
So they're not just outsourcing everything.
No, they're involved in every step of the way.
Ah.
And that allows them to maintain really high standards.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
And make sure that they're meeting the needs of their customers. It's a real testament to their commitment to quality.
That's so important, especially in such a high-tech field.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, we've talked about their history, their commitment to research,
Yeah.
their vertical integration.
Right.
Let's not forget about sustainability.
Oh, yes, absolutely. That's a huge part of their mission. They're not just focused on making money. They want to use their technology to make the world a better place and create a more sustainable future for all of us.
I think that's what really sets them apart. They're
Yeah.
trying to make a positive impact.
For sure. And it's clear that this commitment to sustainability isn't just some marketing ploy, you know?
Right.
It's really baked into their company culture.
I love that.
It's really inspiring to see.
Okay, so we've talked about all this really cool stuff about Minebea.
Yeah.
But for the average person, what does all this actually mean?
Well, I think it means more efficient and more affordable technology. Like, as these power semiconductors become more sophisticated, they'll drive down the cost of everything.
So we're talking electric vehicles, solar panels, all that good stuff.
Exactly. And it goes beyond just cost savings, too.
Okay.
These advancements also lead to more convenient and more reliable tech.
Like what?
Imagine your smartphone that lasts for days on a single charge, or your electric car charging in minutes instead of hours.
Okay, now you're just showing off.
Haha, I know, right?
Yeah.
It sounds almost too good to be true, but it really is the direction things are heading.
It's amazing how these advancements can really revolutionize the way we live.
Yeah.
everything.
Absolutely. And it's all thanks to the incredible work of companies like Minebea.
It really is. It's incredible to think that something so small can have such a massive impact. So we've talked about a lot of things that set Minebea apart.
Yeah.
Their history, their commitment to R&D, their vertical integration, sustainability.
Right.
What's their secret weapon? What's the thing that really makes them special?
You know, I think their secret weapon is their people.
Okay.
They've got this incredible team of talented engineers, scientists who are so passionate about what they do.
Yeah.
And they've created this culture of innovation and collaboration that allows them to really thrive.
So it's not just about the technology, it's about the people behind it.
Exactly. It's the people that make Minebea Power Semiconductor Device so special.
And the results speak for themselves.
They really do.
They're leading the charge in this exciting new field.
Absolutely. And it's not just about the technology itself, but the impact it can have.
It's about creating a future where technology helps us live better, more sustainably.
Exactly. And Minebea is playing a big part in making that happen.
I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty inspired.
Me too. It's always exciting to learn about companies that are really pushing the boundaries and making a difference.
Absolutely. Maybe one day we'll all be flying around in electric airplanes powered by Minebea chips.
I wouldn't rule it out.
The future's full of possibilities.
Whoa.
Thanks for joining us on the Board Business channel. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. It's amazing to think about how much impact these little chips can have. All these innovations happening right now.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks to these advancements in power semiconductors.
It's like we're on the verge of something huge with all this new technology coming out. And companies like Minebea are leading the way.
It's not just about the technology itself, though.
Right.
It's about using it to create a better future for everyone.
Exactly. We've talked about electric vehicles and renewable energy, even more efficient appliances. But it feels like we're just scratching the surface.
Right. Who knows what other crazy applications are out there just waiting to be discovered.
Exactly. And Minebea is in a great position to be a part of it all.
They really are. They've got everything they need to succeed, the experience, the know-how, and that vision for the future.
It's been great getting to dive into all this.
It really has.
Yeah.
It's inspiring to see a company like Minebea doing such innovative work and actually making a difference in the world.
I can't wait to see what we do next.
Me too. Well, that's all the time we have for today's show.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us on the Board Business channel. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications.